You've tried everything to melt away that stubborn belly fat, new diets, punishing workouts, tracking every calorie, even the latest powders and pills. Yet every morning, that same layer of fat stares back at you, almost mocking your efforts. It's frustrating, even disheartening, to feel like your own body is working against you. And when you ask for help, you get the same recycled advice. Eat less, move more, as if you haven't already been doing that. But here's the truth most people never hear: belly fat isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's a warning signal from your body. This type of fat wraps around your organs, your liver, pancreas, and heart, quietly disrupting your metabolism, hormones, and energy levels. Ignore it, and it can set the stage for insulin resistance, heart disease, and premature aging. But don't lose hope, because in this video, I'll reveal 5 science-backed methods that can help you reverse these signals and finally unlock your body's natural ability to burn fat efficiently. No starvation, no endless cardio. Stay with me till the end, because what you'll discover might just transform how you see your health forever. Comment below where you're watching from and your age. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing insights every week. Today, I'll guide you through those same 5 approaches that have made a difference for so many. These aren't just ideas pulled from thin air. They're methods grounded in real evidence, proven over time, that tackle the true cause behind why the body clings to fat in the abdominal area. By the time we're done here, you'll have a straightforward, easy to follow routine you can begin this very evening. Let's start by exploring why fat in the belly region is unlike fat elsewhere on the body. When excess weight builds up around the abdomen, particularly the deeper kind that surrounds internal organs, it's especially active in terms of how it affects the body. This means it's not passive, it's constantly putting out substances that cause swelling and irritation, throwing off the balance of important messengers in the body and influencing various systems. It heightens the chances of problems like heart issues, blood sugar imbalances, buildup in the liver, and even memory difficulties. But the essential point is this type of fat doesn't pile on just because you're taking in too much energy from food. It happens because the body is trapped in a mode where it's prioritizing storage over use. The main messenger keeping things in that storage state is one that helps regulate sugar levels in the blood. Picture this messenger as a key that opens up your cells to let in energy. Whenever you eat, particularly foods high in simple sugars or starches, the sugar in your blood goes up. Your body responds by sending out this key to lower the sugar by directing it into cells for immediate use or to be saved for later. That's a standard process, and it's beneficial. However, if you're eating often throughout the day, always grabbing a quick bite, or if your meals are loaded with processed starches like bread, noodles, crispy snacks, or sweet treats, this key stays active for extended periods. When that happens, the body can't switch to using stored fat as fuel. It's simply not possible under those conditions. The presence of this key signals the body to hold onto energy, not let it go. So even if you're keeping your intake low or staying active, if this key is always circulating, the fat around your belly remains inaccessible, like valuables locked in a safe you can't open. This is the mistake many people make. They concentrate solely on the balance of energy in and out, overlooking the internal environment shaped by these messengers. You might be limiting yourself to a very small amount of food daily, but if that food includes things like toasted bread with fruit drink and light dairy mixed with crunchy toppings, the key spikes repeatedly, preventing the shift to fat burning. The body's energy processing slows to adapt to the reduced intake. You end up feeling drained, short-tempered, constantly wanting more food, and the belly fat doesn't move. Consider how the guidance we've received for half a century has often exacerbated the situation. Now, Let's dive into the 5 approaches that turn this around and enable the body to tap into stored fat once more, particularly in the midsection. These work in harmony. You don't need to implement them all flawlessly right away, but incorporating more of them accelerates the changes. And keep in mind, this isn't about enduring hardship. It's about collaborating smartly with your body's energy system, not battling it. The first approach is eating within a limited time frame each day, sometimes referred to as periodic fasting. You might have come across this concept already, but let me clarify why it's particularly effective for reducing belly fat. By condensing your meals into a shorter period, say 8 hours or even 6, you allow for a longer stretch without food, during which the key messenger can decrease significantly. As that happens, another messenger that acts oppositely starts to increase. This opposite one instructs the body, no food is coming in now, so dip into reserves for energy. And the primary reserve it draws from is the deeper belly fat, as it's the most readily available for such purposes. It's akin to an easily accessible fund for urgent needs. Many folks eat from the instant they rise until they retire for the night. A morning meal at 7, a mid-morning bite at 10, midday food at noon, an afternoon nibble at 3, evening meal at 6, and something sweet at 8. That adds up to 15 hours of intake. The key is active nearly the entire waking day. The body never gets an opportunity to use stored energy. But if you push back your first meal to midday and wrap up by early evening, you establish a 16 to 18-hour period without food. In that interval, the key diminishes, another helpful substance for growth and repair increases, the body begins dismantling fat for fuel, and overall irritation lessens. You're essentially allowing your energy system a reset. I understand some might think, I've always heard that starting the day with food is crucial, that I should eat regularly to maintain energy flow. Let me assure you, that notion wasn't derived from solid evidence. It stemmed more from promotional efforts by those selling food products. Skipping the morning meal doesn't slow your energy processing. In fact, it can enhance it as the body releases energizing substances to prepare you for activity. This is rooted in our evolutionary past. Our forebears didn't have consistent access to multiple meals daily. They frequently experienced extended times without eating, and their bodies adapted to efficiently utilize stored fat. You possess that same capability. But here's an overlooked detail. The real benefits emerge between the 12th and 16th hour without food. That's when the key is minimal and fat utilization peaks. If you finish eating by 7 in the evening and hold off until 11 the next morning, you've provided 16 hours for your body to recover, mend, and address excess fat in the belly. Many who adopt just this adjustment notice a reduction in waist size within a couple of weeks without altering the types of food, only the timing. Your body isn't malfunctioning, it's safeguarding you. It simply requires the appropriate cues. The second approach involves cutting out added sugars and highly processed starches. This doesn't mean adopting an extreme plan where you avoid all fruits forever. It's about removing the items that cause the biggest surges in that key messenger and offer little in terms of nourishment. Things like plain bread, plain rice noodles, crunchy snacks, baked goods, candies, fizzy drinks, fruit beverages, sweetened hot drinks. These aren't genuine sustenance. They're engineered to be overly appealing and hard to stop eating. Each time you consume them, the key rises sharply, blood sugar drops soon after, and hunger returns. It's a loop that keeps you stuck in storage mode. Let me offer a straightforward comparison. Envision your body as a vehicle capable of using two fuels: quick burning sugar, which is inefficient and messy, or steady burning fat, which is clean and lasting. Relying on sugars and processed starches all day is like constantly using poor quality fuel. The system struggles, you feel low on energy, and you need refills frequently. but eliminating those allows the switch to fat burning where everything runs smoothly. Energy sustains longer, thinking sharpens, emotions steady, and belly fat begins to diminish. I want to be upfront. The initial few days without sugar can be challenging. You might experience mood swings, tiredness, or mental cloudiness. That's expected. Your body has depended on sugar for a long time, and it takes a bit to readjust to fat as the main source. We refer to this as adaptability in energy use. But after that phase, cravings fade, food thoughts lessen, satisfaction comes from less, and the weight, especially central, reduces effortlessly. This shift is remarkable to observe repeatedly. The third approach is incorporating walking, but not in the intense way often imagined. Many assume they must engage in vigorous activities, like running on machines or group cycling sessions, pushing to exhaustion. While movement benefits health overall, it's not the best for targeting belly fat, particularly later in life. In fact, too much high-effort activity can elevate a stress signal, which encourages fat storage in the abdomen. This is a common error: overdoing exercise, under-eating, stressing the system, and then wondering why the fat persists. Walking stands apart. It's mild, maintainable, and highly effective at reducing the key messenger and enhancing how the body responds to it. When you walk, especially following meals, muscles draw sugar from the blood with less need for the key. Consider it as muscles having an alternative entry that doesn't require the key. A short walk of 20 to 30 minutes after eating can lower blood sugar notably without a big key response. Doing this regularly makes the body more responsive, needing less of the key, leading to less storage. Even better is walking first thing in the morning, before any food. With the overnight period without eating, the key is already low, and movement prompts the release of stored fat. This mobilizes the deeper belly fat. No need for speed or intensity. A relaxed pace where conversation is possible suffices. 30 to 45 minutes, a few times weekly, can reshape how your body looks and feels. It's gentle on joints, the heart, and overall well-being. The key isn't more intensity, it's wiser choices. The fourth approach emphasizes getting good, refreshing sleep. This is often overlooked, yet it might be the most vital. Poor sleep disrupts two signals: one that increases hunger rises, while the one signaling fullness falls. You awaken very hungry, drawn to sweets and starches, and no amount of resolve counters that drive. The body is wired to seek more food. Additionally, inadequate sleep boosts the stress signal, which directly adds to belly fat as a protective measure. It's like the body perceiving a threat and stockpiling energy. Many struggling with persistent belly fat get only short, interrupted sleep or deal with breathing issues at night. No other changes can compensate for ongoing lack of rest. The body mends, restores, and uses fat during sleep. A growth-promoting substance releases in deep sleep, aiding fat reduction. Missing deep sleep means forgoing this natural process. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of true rest nightly, not just time in bed with distractions. Keep the sleeping area cool, dim, and silent around a comfortable low temperature. Avoid screens or bright lights close to bedtime. A relaxing supplement like a certain mineral can help settle the system. A warm bath beforehand aids in cooling the body, cueing rest. If breathing problems occur, seek help, as they maintain stress overnight, hindering fat loss. The fifth approach is handling ongoing stress to reduce that stress signal. It might seem intangible, but the reasoning is solid. This signal comes from glands when facing any pressure, physical, emotional, or mental. A bit is normal, providing energy and focus. But constant elevation from daily worries, relationships, finances, poor rest, too much activity, or internal irritation shifts the body to survival, storing fat centrally for quick access in emergencies. It also intensifies cravings for dense foods, not from weakness, but biology. Then guilt adds more stress, perpetuating the cycle. The body is guarding you from perceived threats that aren't real today. To lower it, incorporate calms, brief deep breathing daily reduces levels. Quiet reflection, time outdoors, soothing sounds, connections with others, humor. These are essentials for energy balance. A calm system feels secure, releasing fat. Simple daily practices can initiate fat reduction without other alterations. The answer isn't always more strain, often it's more peace. Let me share a true example. There was someone in her early 60s feeling worn out and defeated. She'd added significant weight over a decade, mostly around the middle. She'd experimented with various plans: point systems, high-fat, low-carb, ancient diets, balanced eating from certain regions. She walked regularly on equipment. She believed she was on track, but results eluded her. Advice was to accept it as age-related, but she refused. She felt constantly fatigued, joints ached, clothes tight, health concerns loomed. Tests showed high levels of the key messenger, nearing sugar issues, signs of liver strain. She ate frequently, thinking it boosted energy: grains with fruit morning, bar snack, light midday greens, afternoon bite, protein with grains evening, dairy night. Seemed healthy, but kept the key active constantly, no fat burning chance. Suggestions were simple: reduce to 2 meals in a short window, eliminate sugars and processed items, focus on natural foods with fats, proteins, veggies, walk mornings before eating. No tracking calories, just changes. Skeptical at first, fearing hunger, but agreed to try briefly. Returning soon after, weight down notably, waist smaller, energy up, clarity returned, less constant hunger. Felt renewed, levels improved. Over months, total loss substantial, centered on belly. Health markers normalized. Astonishing to others, but expected when addressing roots. The body self-corrects with proper cues. Now, here's the straightforward daily routine to begin immediately. This is effective and practical. Upon waking, have a big glass of water. Staying hydrated matters, especially with age. Then, take a 30 to 45-minute walk without eating first. This taps into stored fat. If walking isn't possible, do light movements. The point is activity pre-meal. Afterward, plain coffee or tea is fine. No additions, as they don't interrupt the process. Start eating around midday with something rich in nutrients, proteins, good fats, low starch veggies like eggs with creamy fruit and greens, fish with oil and salad, or poultry with roasted veggies. Skip items that raise sugar quickly. Eat to contentment. Post-meal, a short walk aids sugar control. If needed, a small handful of nuts or similar, but often proper meals suffice. Evening meals, similar quality proteins, veggies, fats like meat with greens, fish with salad. Fats satisfy without spikes. And eating early, allowing 12 to 16 hours before next. This period enables shifts to fat use. Evening, 10 minutes calming breathing, reading, stretching. No screens near bed. Room conditions optimal for rest. 7 to 8 hours essential for repair. If older, note precautions. With certain medications, consult before timing changes, as levels might adjust positively but need oversight. Hydrate well to avoid discomfort. If past eating issues, seek guidance. Not for all. If unwell, eat. Tune into signals. This is sustainable, not restrictive. Adapt as needed. In summary, belly fat ties to signals, not just intake. Constant elevation from frequent eating, poor foods, inadequate rest, stress blocks release. But with timed eating, better choices, movement, sleep, calm, it shifts. Proven methods: timing to lower key, removing triggers for stability, walking for response, sleep for balance, stress management to end storage. Start gradually. The body seeks health, provide the setting. Stop opposing, align, trust it. If this resonates, no change is possible. You merit vitality, ease, pride. Begin now, step by step. Your strength awaits rediscovery. To delve deeper, consider how daily habits compound over time. That morning glance in the mirror, the subtle disappointment. It's common, but it doesn't have to persist. The frustration builds from repeated attempts that yield little, leading to doubt. But understanding the role of these internal messengers transforms perspective. It's not a personal failing, it's a mismatch between modern life and ancient design. Our routines, constant availability of food, sedentary patterns, artificial lights disrupting nights, clash with what the body expects. By adjusting, we realign. For the timing approach, imagine the body as a rhythmical entity, like tides. Eating all day disrupts flow, confining it restores natural cycles. Extend the example. If you typically start at dawn and end late, gradually shift by delaying the first intake. Perhaps begin with 12 hours without building to longer. Listen for signals. Energy dips might occur initially, but they pass as adaptation happens. Hydration and electrolytes can smooth this. Many report clearer skin, better digestion as bonuses. On food choices, expand the analogy. The car on poor fuel sputters, on quality it hums. Processed items are like contaminated gas, quick energy but with fallout. Natural foods provide sustained power. Experiment, replace morning grains with eggs and veggies, notice fullness lasting longer. Cravings, they stem from fluctuations, stability reduces them. Initial withdrawal mimics quitting habits, but freedom follows. For movement, walking's beauty lies in accessibility. No equipment, just step out. Morning fasted walks amplify benefits, but any time helps. Pair with nature for dual calm. If indoors, pace or use simple tools. Consistency over intensity. Daily short walks outperform sporadic long ones. Sleep's impact is profound. Beyond hunger signals, it affects mood, immunity. Create rituals, dim lights, evening, herbal drinks. If mind races, journal thoughts. Quality trumps quantity, deep cycles matter. Track patterns, adjust environment. For stress, breathing is simple. Inhale 4 counts, hold 4, exhale 4, repeat. Build habits like gratitude lists. Connections matter. Share walks with friends. Cumulative, these foster resilience. The example person, her journey highlights simplicity's power. From multiple small intakes to focused meals, shift was key. Mornings became energetic, evenings peaceful. Weight loss was byproduct, vitality the gain. You can achieve similar. Routine refinements, add flavors with herbs, vary proteins for interest. Evenings, reflect on wins. Safety monitor feelings, adjust. This empowers, not deprives. Ultimately, embrace the body's wisdom. Signals guide, heed them. Change unfolds gradually, revealing potential. Hope ignites action, action brings results. You're capable, proceed with confidence.